Hey guys, what's going on? Andrew coming at you. In this one, I'm going to talk about how Anders from Idol saved me from getting arrested. That's coming up. Now, first, let me say it wasn't my fault. Let me explain. So, at this time, I was like 27, 28, and I'm 33 now. And my group of friends and I, we would go out from time to time on Saturdays. I don't really go out anymore. It's been like years, really, since I've gone out. Maybe I've gone out like one time with some of my guy friends, but I don't go out much anymore. But my friends and I, we would go out sometimes like once a week, sometimes once every 2 weeks when I was younger like this. And we would go to this place called Harry's sometimes. Now, I'm no offense to Harry's, but I'm not the biggest fan because it's so big and there's so many like bars connected to it. The reason I never liked Harry's is because I would always lose my friends. It would be like someone would have to go to the bathroom. They say they meet you back where you were. Next thing you know, you never saw them again. It was just that kind of place where it's really easy to get lost. And there's a ton of people, and so it would be like I would lose people. It would take a couple hours, and then we'd bump into each other again and be excited to see them. But this night I was like, you know what? Let me just go out. It sounds like it's going to be fun, but I don't want to drink. So I was like, I'm going to have a sober night. I just want to go on the dance floor and just dance and shake around and have a really good time and, just be sober, I guess. So I go to Harry's with my friends, and Anders from Idol. I mean, I know he's on a lot of TV here. If you don't know him, if you're watching and you're like American or something, he is a celebrity. He's really big here, and it was a judge on the Swedish version of like American Idol, and it's called Idol here. And for some reason, he was like guest DJing, so I guess he's like a DJ, so he was like doing a DJ set, and then you could go and you could meet him and stuff. So he goes, he's on the dance floor, he's doing this dance stuff, we're having a good time. It was kind of fun to see him. I mean, he did a good job with the DJing. It was very entertaining overall, and we're just having an excellent night. But as it always is in any bar, not just Sweden, once the night gets later and later, the chances of something happening can happen. And just going out, there's always the risk that something could happen, even if it's not your fault, right? So I'm on the dance floor having this wonderful time. He had finished his set, and what Anders was doing was sitting and eating, and he just happened to be eating with a group of people that was like really close to where I was. So I'm dancing, having a good time. At this point, I'm dancing with two of my friends that are girls, and suddenly, out of nowhere, the dance floor is like insanely packed, by the way, too. It's like person to person. Out of nowhere, this fight just breaks out. And to this day, I don't even know who fought, but I think it was like 2 to 3 people just started throwing punches. And like suddenly I'm going from dancing to being like right in the middle of a fight that I'm not even like involved in. But as you imagine, like, I don't know about you guys, but I don't like to get punched in the face. So if punches are going to be thrown, I'm going to at the very least cover myself and try to protect myself. And on top of that, Kitty, whoa, Kitty. Jeez, Kitty. So I'm trying to protect myself. I'm trying to help my friends and trying to avoid these people that are punching because these punches are being thrown. I never threw a punch. I never punched anybody else. I might have gotten pushed as far as like not just out of self-defense, but at no point was I violent towards anybody. And I was confused at what happened. I don't even know who fought, right? But that's just the way it is. Sweden, there's a bar fight. Suddenly, if you guys don't know, you get like the vakt, the bar guards. And sometimes you can get bar guards bar guards can be cool, but like the way I can describe bar guards is like there are some people in America that shouldn't be police that become police, but because the police training isn't as long, a lot of those people can become cops. In Sweden, I feel like those same people become like the bar guards in Sweden, and sometimes they can act like they're in SEAL Team 6, if you will. And so these guys are like waiting for this moment their whole entire night, and they were like ready to jump and go. So they start running through and they start grabbing guys. And suddenly this guy just comes up and like grabs me. And he puts like my arms behind my back and he's like, "You're coming with me." And I'm kind of just like, what is going on here? Like, I didn't even fight anybody. I'm sober. And why are these guys grabbing me? I don't know if it's, I was just the only non-Swede there. I look shady or whatever. But if you see me in real life, I'm not a tall dude. I'm not a big dude. I'm not the guy that would ever go looking for fights. I'm a runner, right? So I'm the guy that if the fight starts, I'm going to be running in the other direction. I'll be like, try to catch me. Let's keep going, And so this fight breaks out. They have me on the arms. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, it's their word against mine. what am I going to do? How am I going to get out of this situation? Like, are they even going to care that I'm sober? So, because I think at this point they were probably going to ring the police, take the people outside, ring the police, and do something. The only reason that I think they grabbed me though is just happened to be that I was so close to like Anders, they were just grabbing people. So I just took a shot. I'm like, wait, like I'm probably gonna at least have to talk to police. Maybe I'm going to the jail for something I didn't even do. So I looked at Anders and I just said to him like, bro, I don't know what's going on. I had nothing to do with this. Like, I'm just an American dude just chilling here at the bar with my friends. Basically, somewhere along those lines. Anders stands up from the table, and in like Swedish, he like looks at the guard, and he's like, basically in Swedish, he's like, "Yo, man, he's cool." And so they let me go. I look at Anders, I'm like, "Man, like, thank you so much for doing me this solid. Like, you're the man. I really appreciate it." And I got the hell out of there and went home that night, and I just felt so lucky because I feel like I could have gotten all this trouble, and the worst part is like for something I didn't even do. So, and it would have been my word against theirs, and you know, who are they going to believe? Would they have cared if I was sober at that point? I don't even know. So thank you, Anders, so much. You know, if I ever become like super famous in Sweden, I'm so curious if like Anders remembers me or not. He might, because I spoke English to him, so that might have been like something just strange from that particular night. And he might remember the fight that broke out too, because it was like really close. I mean, I don't typically see fights in Swedish bars a lot. That was basically the first one I encountered, and I think the only one, knock on wood. Like, I don't want to experience another one, of course. But yeah, it was an interesting night. It was crazy, and I got out of there. So, and it was just something about it funny that it happened to be a celebrity that helped me out. So this is one of my stories, and I'm trying to do this like more in a funny kind of way, some of my videos, because I do that a lot more on my TikTok. If you don't follow me there, I'll have the link below. I recommend it. I take more of a comedic approach, so I might try that a little bit more with some videos here. If you're interested in story time, if you like these videos, go ahead and smash that like button, everybody. See you in the next video. Take care. Hey-do.